you get a chance to help people when they're, I'm going to say, not feeling real secure, not feeling real confident. Maybe there's a little uncertainty. Maybe there's doubt. Maybe there's, like I said, fear. I mean, you have people at their most vulnerable. And when you do technology or information security in healthcare, you get a chance to actually help people feel more secure, help people feel safer, really actually get out there. And when people are most uncertain, most vulnerable, you're one of the ones that gets to stand up and says, you know what, the fire's that way, I'm going to run that way, and I'm going to stop it.
Welcome to the Risk Never Sleeps podcast, in which we learn about the people that are on the front lines delivering and protecting patient care. I'm Ed Gaudet, the host of our program, and today I am pleased to have Jason Elrod, the CISO of MultiCare Health System, with us from the great state of Nevada. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here. Yes, and you can tell great state of Nevada by the aliens present. You can see it.
I do.
So my boss is here, so we got to be careful about any kind of production talk. No, there.
Let me get that tinfoil hat. Hold on one second.
Too late. We started.
Well, there's
risk. Result one: be prepared.
Be prepared.
Risk production by design. There you go.
I know. Like I told you, I never know where this is going to go. So, did you play Atari when you were a kid?
Atari. Yes, Atari 2600.
Very good.
There we go, cartridges and all.
So do you know the story of E.T.? You remember when the E.T. game came out?
I remember the E.T. game, came out.
And it was a flop, and there's a documentary on it. I actually had the inventor, the designer of E.T. on the show, Howard Scott Warshaw. Yeah, and he talked about it, but there's a documentary about the burying of the E.T. cartridges that came back from retail. Supposedly Area 51 is where they buried them. So check out the documentary.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
That's right. So let's kick off with a little bit about you, your organization, your current role.
Great. Yeah. Hi, I'm Jason Elrod. Glad to be here on the Speed Dating Risk Never Sleeps podcast. I am the CISO for MultiCare Health System. I've been here for 2 years. Previous to that, I was with Sutter Health in California. Gosh, I've got a long tenure. I've got a non-trivial tenure in technology at this point, probably over 40 years, over 40. And the last 25 or so focused specifically on information security. Probably the last, I think it's 13 now, really in the vertical of healthcare. So, that's sort of in a nutshell.
Yeah. How did you get into healthcare?
Been around the block a few times. And
how did you get into healthcare?
I had the opportunity to step into healthcare, like I said, just about 13 years ago. And it was funny. I had a chance to audit the organization as an independent auditor or join the organization. And so I actually went with the latter, and the rest is kind of history, I guess they say. Because in the vertical itself, in healthcare, it really resonates with me, the mission. So there's not many other places nerds like me can actually apply their trade in the fashion that has an immediate and measurable impact on people's lives. So it really, for me, I guess I didn't actually plan to be there that long. I never planned to that. And so my short tenure is a decade, apparently.
But that shared mission, though,
right over, that kind of gives you an indication how quickly it'll be.
Yeah.
But so it, like I said, you get a chance to help people. And this is what really came out of it. Why I've kind of stuck with healthcare for the last decade or so. You get a chance to help people when they're, I'm going to say, not feeling real secure, not feeling real confident. Maybe there's a little uncertainty. Maybe there's doubt. Maybe there's, like I said, fear. I mean, you have people at their most vulnerable. And when you do technology or information security in healthcare, you get a chance to actually help people feel more secure, help people feel safer, really actually get out there. And when people are most uncertain, most vulnerable, Yeah, you're one of the ones that gets to stand up and says, you know what, the fire's that way. I'm going to run that way, and I'm going to stop it.
Yeah.
You get to say, hey, you know what? Stand beside me, behind me. I'm going to take this. I'm going to jump up there. So
That's
it
a
really
great point,
resonates with that sort of defender mindset, and it's stuck with me for a long time.
and a real direct impact too to the lives of patients, right? And employees
who are
that
patients,
are serving, right? Exactly.
It's
and we're all
me,
patients. We're all patients. Exactly.
We're all patients.
The
right?
alien.
I want somebody like me defending me when I'm a patient.
Yes. Yes. No, that's great. Great point. That shared mission is unlike any other industry in healthcare, which is why when you do eventually come into healthcare, you never leave, which is a great point.
Well, it resonates with you. I mean, I used to run data centers for financial organizations.
Yeah.
Different mission value. Just saying.
I don't want to say soulless, but
I don't know.
Like I said, I don't want to say
your words, but I think different mission,
different mission,
and a different North Star, and those play into things. So
paid well, I bet.
paid well.
Paid real.
Super great. Over here,
great.
More mission. There we go.
Yeah. So as you think about the next 24 months, what are those top of mind priorities for you, organization?
Drinking coffee and doing cool stuff.
Cool stuff is good.
Sorry, but drinking coffee and doing cool stuff. Wow, concentrating on some maturing areas of the organization impact. If I'm isolate it down. I'm going to say biggest focus probably the next 24 months is again really shoring up identity, access management, identity proofing, AI and deep fakes, and although that surrounding ecosystem right now is challenging, really good identity programs requires a focus on identity as a program. Identity is the perimeter to me. I mean, it's who or what should have access to where, when, why, to what extent, for how long.
Yeah. So it's certainly more important than ever. Did you have experience at Sutter on the Imprivata platform? Were you on the Imprivata platform at all?
Yeah. We ran Imprivata there. We ran Imprivata here.
You do. You run it MultiCare. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that combination with the identity as the identity travels, obviously, and making sure it's protected wherever it goes is really, really critical these days.
It's like the idea of one entity, one identity.
Yeah.
Okay? So I even though I may transfer around various system solutions capabilities, it should still be me and recognizable as me and provable as me. So, and it should be done in as frictionless way as possible.
Yeah.
Which I think that's probably the harder, let's make up some terms, technical fandango.
Yeah.
That's going to have to go on behind the scenes. So I think that kind of ecosystem. And I kind of have another too. I've got one that's not sexy, that absolutely is a concentration. Documentation.
Oh, not sexy.
But documentation. How'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Where you do that? Hey, you no longer have that job. Somebody came in here. Hey, this is how they did it. I don't know. It just says stuff. You did cool stuff. And then, well, that's not really documentation. That's more like a mission statement.
Yeah.
I don't need intention statements. I need really good documentation. So I'm going to say probably the other aspect there is just, and I think most organizations have this one. Documentation. I mean, if you really want to mature a program, document it in such a fashion that if I got up today and walked away, let's just say for a vacation, like a 60-day vacation, could somebody pick up my documentation, my run books, my SciPoc, my flow chart? Could somebody pick it up and do the job?
Yeah.
Could somebody pick it up where it's rationalized?
Great point. Yeah. And how do you measure it if it's not documented? How do you improve upon it if it's not documented? Yeah. Really, really good points. I noticed you didn't mention AI. Like everybody
also
else.
Didn't mention quantum computers or blockchain.
Oh, well, quantum
things.
blockchain's passe. That's like last.
It's passe. It's so block not.
So block not.
Okay. So AI. we're not getting away from it. We're not getting away from it. And it's very emergent right now in its current form. So we've used AI in various form factors that weren't so interactive and easily adopted and easily used and modified. And so, so much in the public ecosystem. So AI's been around for a while. I think it's just advancing at a breakneck pace right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be part of everything we do. Okay. So when I talk about its identity, I mentioned deepfakes. Deepfakes are actually enabled at scale because of AI. So maybe I should get AI to do my documentation. I'm going to write that one down.
That's right.
Watch what Jason does, write it down in coherent documentation. But it brings up a point. I mean, we're going to see aspects of AI in every aspect of business and healthcare and those things.
Yeah.
And I see two sort of diverging. I see the impact on cybersecurity of AI. So how does that impact how we detect, respond, recover, protect, enable organizations from a legacy standpoint and a modern and going forward. So what's the impact of AI on it, on cybersecurity, and how do we ensure the cybersecurity of AI? We have the impact of AI on cybersecurity, and how are we securing our AI?
Yeah.
I think that's another deep component. So those are kind of the big tranches when I look at risk in AI right now. It's those two areas, because here I want to make sure that this is running in a fashion that that has high integrity, high confidentiality, high availability. And over here, I want to ruin a hacker's day because they're trying to ruin my day.
Yeah.
At the same time,
how do you apply it?
Parity of technology there.
What else keeps you up at night?
There's always going to be something happening. Threat actors, threat activity. It's 24/7, 365. So you have to be able to compartmentalize it and know what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Be rational about the prioritization of efforts and resources. So, like I mentioned, so documentation is probably not keeping me up at night. Identity and the aspects of that security perimeter, those are a little bit. I would say that, and nowadays I would say that, and probably the increase of insider threat activity.
Interesting.
And I throw that into three categories. So I have malicious actors. Those are bad guys getting in, and I'm going to worry about, did we get a compromise? Do we have an insider threat that's going to propagate something malicious? The 2/3 of insider threat occur from after accident. Somebody clicks something, goes, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I knew I shouldn't have done that." Oops. So there's accidental, and there's ignorant. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah,
it just seemed like a good idea. And I think, so I see an increase there, and it's really trying to help mitigate 2/3 of that insider threat, which I think we can put some control over. When we can assist and we can enable and we can champion. Hey, let's get everybody trained. And if there's an accident that happens, accidental threat, is there a way we can learn from that? Then can we technically prevent it? Can we protect those folks from doing that accident again?
Yeah. Limit the blast and the impact.
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
Really important. So last couple of years with the pandemic been difficult on a lot of folks. What are you most personally and professionally proud of?
I'll keep it on the professional side.
Okay.
Where it is. I think the last couple of years have been very dynamic. And professionally say, I'm proud to have been able to affect good change in security programs in healthcare. So I have seen measurable improvements in capability and in maturity and in the teams and the talent profile. And it's absolutely not my fault. I got to participate. And so I'm proud to be surrounded by the team that I have and the people that are actually doing a lot of this work. So I have a lot of, I have an immense amount of respect for folks that I work with, that work for me, and that I work for. So I'm very proud to be part of an organization that, and a team that's aligned, and I would say shares a North Star and does it without being a bunch of, being nice to each other.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Or being professional. So
Yeah.
being in that, I'm proud to be able to cultivate that and champion that and help move culture that way, because I think culture,
it's so hard to get it right. Yeah, no, that's great.
All the
no,
time,
it's a good, yeah. And I love that you brought it up, because a lot of people take it for granted, but it's so difficult to get the culture right.
Yeah, you know when it's not there, right?
Yeah, you certainly do.
Mhm.
Yes. So outside of healthcare and IT and cyber, what are you most passionate about? What would you be doing if you weren't doing this job?
Oh God, I'm a voracious reader,
No,
learner.
did
I
not know
read.
that.
So, I mean, I'm reading all sorts of stuff all the time.
Yeah, you
whether
probably
it's
have
on-
5 books going like I do.
I'm not saying I haven't. So I usually try to get. So I usually try to get something in the fiction category.
Yeah, nice.
But I like it. It takes me
Mhm.
back to my,
Yeah.
my fantasy and science fiction roots.
Oh, science
so-
fiction roots. Oh,
Oh yeah. So I love all that. And so
did
I'll
you read Cryptonomicon? You ever read that? Neil Stevens. So many people haven't
Whatever.
read it. It's such a great book.
What kind of podcast is this? I'm looking for the cam now. I'm looking. How does that have?
Yes. Okay. Good.
So you have classic, you have seminal works in that I think are awesome to get involved with. Neuromancer. How about that one?
Yeah.
5,
good. Yeah.
right? That's where we got the word cyber from,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Cyberspace.
right. Yeah.
So all that, all sorts of like Lord of the Rings stuff, and so I'm reading a bunch of like
Stranger
I'll read
in
a
a
bunch of
Strange
fiction.
Land. How about that one? Did you read that?
Stranger. I don't think I've got that one. I
Robert
haven't-
Heinlein.
No, I haven't read that
Oh,
one.
Okay, that's a good one. That's an older
All
one.
right, you have
50,
to send me that one.
1950s.
I'll watch this. I'll subscribe and watch this podcast because it's fantastic. So I can get that name and that book.
There you go. Exactly.
But I'll do that, and then I'll usually have something on a business side or a technical side. If I'm interested in a specific technology, and I'm like, oh, I got to do that. That's some great blinky lights and nerd knobs. I want to learn about that. Or management or business type of stuff. So I usually have like kind of one that I would say is more escapist and one that is more sort of directed on it. And it's because I like both. It's not because I'm thinking, a learner should split his time up, exactly 38% over here. And no, I just I tend to like that kind of stuff, so I'm gonna do that.
Is there a writer or a novelist in there?
So there's reading, and I am currently I'm a co-author with a few other folks on cybersecurity marksmanship. So we are working on that one right
Cybersecurity marksmanship.
Cybersecurity, cybersecurity CISO's marksmanship.
Love that.
So
yeah, who's do you have a publisher
coming to a bookstore near you?
You working with Wiley or?
I don't. God, I should actually know the publisher. Off the top of my head. So I don't know the publisher name off the top of my head. But yeah, we're working on that. We're hoping next year for that one.
Oh,
to come
cool!
out.
Very good.
Currently,
congrats.
So
I'll
read
check
and write.
Right. Yeah, that's great.
We play both kinds of music here, country and Western.
We're going to get to music shortly. Let's not skip ahead. You could go back in time. What would you tell your 20-year-old self?
Wow. 20-year-old?
Surfing.
Don't roommate with those guys.
Sorry. Best answer so far on the podcast. Don't roommate with those guys.
That was not life lessons you needed to learn.
That's awesome. Okay. Anything else?
I guess I'd also give myself some financial advice. Like, I know you don't know what Bitcoin is. Yeah, you can figure this one out. Collect some of that, and
Microsoft.
Microsoft. When I say FANG, I mean the following.
Exactly.
Early and often.
That's good.
So,
I love it.
There you go.
No, that's good. Well, that's a mic drop moment. So let's move on here. So I have to ask you this question because this is the Risk Never Sleeps podcast. Jason, what's the riskiest thing you've ever done?
When I was newly married, and we had our first child on the way, my first son. I started a business with some friends as the sole provider for the family, and so jumping into
that's risky. Yeah,
huge risk.
Yeah,
huge risk, and just sort of really diving into it. I would say that was probably one of the riskiest things that I did. It turned out well, but it was risky, scary, and wow, really does test a lot of things, especially on a new marriage, a new father, business.
Oh yeah,
it was. It was what kept me up at night? Everything. I didn't sleep. I just waited.
That's right.
So the next time,
Jason never sleeps.
Jason never sleeps either. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So yeah, so probably that. I would
Okay.
think that was probably it.
See, I thought it was going to be like surfing in Santa Cruz or something like that.
Oh no. I ride a motorcycle. That's pretty risky.
What do you have?
Right now I'm riding a KTM adventure bike. So.
Oh, okay. You ever ride an Indian Chief?
I've looked at them.
They're nice.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
They're nice.
They're nice. They're there.
All right, cool. So, Desert Island, you can take top 5 albums with you. What are your top 5 music?
My top 5 albums.
Yes.
I think we talked about this earlier. Okay. Do I get an album player?
You do. You get a record player. I
get a record player.
You get
a full solar or something.
Yeah, it's a Macintosh. It's beautiful. The thing is beautiful.
It's a sight to behold. Okay.
You're gonna love this.
Delivered by my little alien friend. I have no idea how it works. It sounds awesome. I'm like, why didn't you take me? You delivered this thing to play the albums that I happen to have packed with me.
Exactly.
On the desert island.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, albums. 5. Okay, so Counts kind of a metalhead in the
there it is. There it is.
Oh,
okay.
So I'll talk to that. So I liked early Metallica.
Metallica Black.
Well, the Metallica, I actually go a little before that, Ride the Light. So
very
nice. A little before. Black Album, awesome too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to get
the Jason Newstat years when he was the
Yeah, exactly. See, man knows his music.
I do, yeah.
Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime.
Whoa, there's a pattern here, listeners.
So love it. That was phenomenal.
That's good. Yeah, good.
Bowie, David Bowie, Changes.
Oh yeah. I'm a Ziggy fan. I love everything Bowie though. Everything Bowie. Anything Bowie and everything Bowie. Yeah.
I will say the first Beatles album.
Oh,
one ahead. I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Okay. Wow. Old
Beatles
school.
album.
Old school.
What am I, 4 there?
Yeah, that's 4.
And I don't know what number 5. God, there's so many. I'm gonna have to go with an Eagles. The Eagles.
Oh, okay. Good.
Album. I don't know which one I would put on there.
I thought maybe Radiohead with that alien over there.
Well, and I did skip out all from the Chris Cornell, the whole grunge phase I had. That was, there's some like Alice in Chains, Phenomenal, Soundgarden, you name it.
Oh yeah, so good.
But I've only got 5, and so
that's good.
I think those
are good picks
to me, and those would be the ones that I would.
Those are good. Those are excellent picks. All right, so coming down to the stretch here. Last question. What advice would you give to folks going into healthcare or cyber or both as they think about, that path towards that profession?
And you can make lots of money at it. Yes. I'm sure in various organizations, anything. That don't do it for that. Find a connection with it and then don't let anything stop you. Then don't. If you want to get out there, you want to defend folks, you want to go out there, you want to help people, you want to apply your talent profile in a place where you can provide measurable difference to the good for people, 100% go do it. And don't let anything get in your way of that. I don't care if it's a degree or certification or belief in yourself. Get out of your own way. If that resonates with you, I think we need people where that resonates with them. Not doing it transactionally, they're doing it with purpose.
mission focused, purpose.
Be mission focused on it. And if you want to do it, then just do it.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of folks out there to help you. There's plenty of resources. Heck, connect with me. I'm happy to chat about it.
Excellent. Excellent. No, that's great advice. Thank you very much, Jason. This is Ed Gaudet from the Risk Never Sleeps podcast. If you're on the front lines protecting patient safety and delivering patient care, remember to stay vigilant because risk never sleeps.